What's up, YouTube? So, I'm going to attempt something today. I've been putting off for a while, although I really want them on here. I've been putting off putting on my birthday present. This is, how do you say that? Ditrio drive-in style. It's got 12 pieces. I'm not going to probably attempt all 12, but I'm going to go for 6. There's a lot of stuff in here that really, when you look at this chart, doesn't look too confusing. Pretty self-explanatory. I guess they have a sound active, got a key fob and also a remote control in here, and then some schematics to hook this thing up. I put LED similar to this, real similar to this. I think my wife got this for like 30 bucks on eBay. And 12 of these puppies. And again, I'll probably only attempt 6, but I put these on the Vulcan 900 before it was a snap. It's basically remove the seat. Well, you know how much work it is to remove the seat if you watch any of the air filter change stuff. So I've already pulled off a couple of the panels. I'm only going to attempt a few spots. I'm going to attempt one right in here, hopefully get in through here. I might have to take this piece off, we'll see. Probably will. We'll see. But I'd love to get us some lights in here. I've looked down here, probably a set right here. I'm not sure if they're going to be pointed down or not. Probably not. Going to get lucky on that. I'd love to have them turned around, but I just don't see any place under there. And then the last part, I'm going to try to go right up underneath here with a big long strip. So I figure long strip, a medium strip, and either a medium or a large here, probably a medium tucked underneath there somewhere. But first things first, I always want to get this hooked up first and make sure that these lights are working before I start tearing down the bike, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll show you how to do that, how to hook up this system. Again, it doesn't look real difficult, but we'll give it a shot here. Just make sure what I did, again, why I put this off for so long, putting these lights on, and just not wanting to deal with it is because of, again, real easy on like a cruiser, you know, typical Harley, Vulcan, twin, you know, take the seat off and you're ready to go. This puppy, to really put lights on properly, get them up on the front wheel, put them underneath, you know, sections like this. You're probably going to have to tear into the filter. I'm looking down underneath there to see if there's any possible way of getting my hand back there. It doesn't look like it. So you're probably going to have to tear into the filter here, or tear into the, yeah, just these front panels would have to come off, just like you're changing an air filter. And boy, I'm not ready for that job yet. So that's why I've been putting this off for a while. But this seat looks like it's absolutely going to have to come off. So make sure, and this is what I did, that all these things break before you're able to, before you start doing the job. Because if something's stuck and you can't get it off, I mean, you better know that up front or what you're going to have to do. These are 6 millimeter bolts here. Now I've got a cup holder that's a different size over here. I'm not sure, it's a little bit smaller, maybe a 5.5, 5. Yeah, know what you got to do, what you're getting yourself into on that. To pop those seats off, I mean, if you're lucky enough to have that tool that has a nice handle on it to remove your seat, I don't know what happened to mine, so I just have to go with this. I went ahead and I've got this kind of set up here where I can put a screwdriver in there to get some leverage and break those. So might be a nice little tip for you. To get those off. I do have to pull these off too. These look like they're 12s, okay? So I've already loosened all these to make sure that they come off nice, because you do have to take this back seat off here. Well, this whole system, if you got a luggage rack. If you don't, you got to still take out these 4 bolts. But this has got spacers in it. Again, doesn't look real. You can Google the filter change on an F6B. That guy did a great job in showing these come off here. I'm hoping this doesn't give me any trouble. This seems like that would be the only thing that's a little bit scary. The lock looks like it's all part of the seat for your helmet, so not much trouble there. So let's pull this seat off in a minute. Okay, first off, I'm going to, there's a couple of wires in here that you're going to have to crimp. This is real simple, guys, again. So you got a black and a white. This is this piece right here is going to be connected according to the schematics. It looks like it's got its fuse in there, which is good, because it is going to be going directly to the battery. I think this is for the sound. I'm not real sure. It doesn't even show that in the schematics where it gets hooked up to, but it goes to another piece here. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, real easy. We'll put the red on the hot and the blue on the negative and hook this up to the battery. I want to do this first, though. Make sure this is all working, the lights are working, before I get rolling here. Easy enough here, guys. I don't have a crimping tool or anything, so I just, you put that wire in there and you pull that sleeve back, put that wire in there, and then I just use the old needle nose pliers and just crimp those. Now I'm going to put the red right up here. It goes on the right side, and then the black over here, and we're going to hook this all up and then fire it up again. I'm going to just probably do 6 pieces. Might have to change my mind on that once I get up underneath here, because there's 2 harnesses. Okay, so you got a pair of these. You got, this is one set, you got another set. We're going to have to see how this all comes together. That's a nice long wire. To get to the front here, I might have to go with 1 wire to get to the front, and then the other side to go to the back here. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can just do 1, but I'm going to test it both ways. I'm going to test 1 wire and then 2 wires to see which way, once I get them here and start working, what I'm going to have to do. So hang in there. Here we go. Well, so I've got my lights hooked up. I think what I'm going to do, and hey, good news here. It literally looks like, now you're going to have to get your hands up underneath here and kind of push this down. But this actually is going in right through here. You can't see it, but I can actually feel that strip right inside there. So I think I'm going to be able to put it on there. I was going to put it down here, but it's so close to the engine. In fact, it's too fat. It won't fit underneath there. So I'm going to try to, again, get this heading up, because I'd love to give this a nice glow in here. You see it. Again, trying to do this without ripping the bike apart. We might have good luck right there, since that slipped in there like that. Again, I'm going to try the single harness. This is made to do 2 harnesses. But since I'm only putting 6 lights on right now, again, I'm going to go for there, try to go right underneath here and underneath a saddlebag. And I'm just laying out the wires here, and it looks like that plan has a shot at working. A shot. Okay, we'll find out here, because once I get the seat off and start arranging things, you know how that goes. I mean, that might not fit up underneath there. I might have to use the other whole harness to get that set up. So real simple. Again, follow the schematics in here. I'm not going to get into it too. These plug-in things are just so easy. I mean, they just plug right into the lights. There's nothing I have to video that for you. I think you can handle it. So laying them out here, and it looks like I got a shot. Again, I'm going to get these cables off here and fire these lights up and see how the remote works and things like that. Make sure everything works before I start ripping this seat off. Guys, so this got me motivated here. I guess the switch was on, because the minute, again, I'm doing 1 harness right now. I'm keeping these off because I've got 2 mediums and 4 smalls left. And that's going to be something that maybe I can add on later. I don't have this connector on, this Again, we're going to try to get away with it here, since I'm not tearing the bike down going clear to the front. And I don't need this harness, so that's all spare parts. What I do have is one of these harnesses hooked up, and I've got 4 of the larges and 2 mediums. I'm going to go for a large up here, medium underneath here, and then a large back here. And I'm hoping that'll, you know, look good. But the minute I put these on, there's a button here that's on or off, and I don't know. I'm going to probably try to hang that outside. I'm sure that I can just click that on if I ever need to, but it's got a remote control too. But yeah, it just fired right up. And guys, I bought the cheaper ones. I found out from my wife just now. She paid $60 for these, but these look a lot brighter than the $30 China knockoffs. So yeah, go with the $60 Ditrio, and I think you'll be happy with it. These are really bright. I mean, we're in the daytime here, and I can see these lights 10 times better than the ones that I put on my Vulcan 900. So this should work. So let's just take a quick peek. Yeah, I think that might look decent. I mean, it's not gonna, you know, be a discotheque or anything, but I think that will definitely do what I'm looking for up underneath there, if I can get it positioned just right. And you know, these got the 3M tape on it back here. So, it looks like there's a little metal piece. Wow, that might just go perfect right there. I don't know. I'll move that around a little bit before I peel that tape off there. And then again, I can get my finger back there. It looks like that's going to be rough to get a hold of those. I might just have to go in like that and take a screwdriver or something, poke through there and push that down. That's probably the bet, because I really like how that looks. I'll close this garage up here. There's a metal piece. I don't know if you can see that, but it starts right there and it goes all the way in, so that might be a perfect spot. Let me see, and I'll just move this around a little bit here. Now I'm still on the inside of that. Yeah, that might be where it needs to go. So, trying to see if it'll. Okay, now I'm on the inside. Ooh, I don't know, man. I might like that better. See it poking out there. That might be the ticket, guys. The problem is, and you got to think about this, is when you're tearing the bike down. And again, I don't know when I ever saw this piece having to come off, even on an air filter change. But that could trigger you to, you know, have to release this pin. That means you have to take the seat off. So think about what you're going to be doing to the bike, how often you tear it down, because that would mean a whole step there. If you're trying to get up here and you needed to take something off up here, you're going to have to tear the seat off to get to the light switch to unplug this dang thing. Okay, so that's all. I didn't think about that on the Vulcan. So I'm trying to play it a little bit smarter here. And so I might go on the piece that looks like it's more or less right on the frame or on the engine there. Looking back in there. Yeah, and not only that, but it looks like I can put it down on there. Might not be the most primo spot, but it looks like I'm getting a lot of light flashing up there anyway. So it looks like it's going clear up the sides. I think that's the spot, guys. It's remote control. Well, let's go ahead and check the remote controls right now. This worked instantly. You see that? So the minute I hit a button, it took it off the random, and it's just doing the regular colors now. Again, I've had some similar to this. It looks like the exact same remote control, and it's got A, B, so it's probably something to do with maybe the 2 strands. I don't know. I had that before too, so I haven't got in. There's no B's, just doing different. it's keeping the same color, but this is kind of like a fade in and out here. There's your flash. Yeah, so A is changing the colors for me. Very nice. Let's see if this one works. Now, this one has this plastic piece in here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. That should get the battery going. And then, okay, hello. I'm on chest. Yeah. So I hit the sound, and it just went completely off. That's weird. Everything went off. Hold on. All right, guys. Well, that was a little bit of a scare. When you hit the music here, I guess if it's not hearing or maybe not hooked up to the music, or the music's not playing, I'm not sure. And it doesn't give really good instructions on where that music comes from or how it's plugged in. Again, that might be an extra step that I'm not willing to do right now. This hooks up. Ooh, That's it, guys, right there. When it feels the bass, or when it feels that music coming from here, that's where you're going to get that sound. So it's just kind of a vibration thing. So I'm not sure how good that's going to be on the road. But when you're sitting still, to have that close to where the speakers might be thumping it, there you go. This goes to the back tail light. Again, that's out of my league. It's not what I want to mess with right now. But this is a great controller here. Better than the key fob. It actually lets you just hit fade, hit smooth. So I guess that goes in and out there. That's just kind of changing smoothly, though. Here's your flash on any color that it might be on. Looks like you can change the color right from here. So red, RGB, red, green, blue. So it gives you those, and then different. You can choose that specific color right from this remote control. So this is a great setup, man. What's this W stand for? Oh, it just goes to white. Okay, there's your white. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. And then anything strobes. Let's see if we can just hit the blue and flash. Yeah, there's your blue flash. Pull somebody over. It's going to be fun, man. So let's keep rolling here. All right, guys, just got the rack off here. I've never had this off before, so I was kind of interested. It looks like the right side has longer bolts than the left side, just by a hair. Or somebody lost a bolt. Yeah, these two on the left look, yeah, definitely shorter than the ones on the right. So, and then we got spacers in here. Looks like short spacers in the back. And then long spacers in the front. So pull this seat off and we'll get these handles off. I want you to see this, guys. This is one thing that the air filter guy changed, the nice video that's done on the air filter change. Didn't really look at this, but it's real simple. That, and he uses this to pull forward if you got to undo these. I don't think I'll have to unlock these, but I might. But he says you just pull those once you get the handles off to unlock your door, no big deal. But there's actually a hook right here that goes over the top of that, and that's it. So when you pull this off, when you put it back on, you just got to make sure that that hole is back on that little post there, and that's it. So it came off real nice and easy, and then I think he said that I have to. Ooh. Hold the phone here. Somebody didn't put a bolt back here. I know there's supposed to be a bolt there for those seats. So, yeah, finding out something about your bike here. Somebody, I bought this at 2,000 miles. I can't imagine why anybody would have taken off the seat. But I guess it could have been pulled off before. It almost looks like it had been pulled off before because there's a missing bolt. So, all right, so we'll keep rolling. We'll tear this down, then lift this seat off here. Again, plenty of videos on that. So I might not show you that, but let's get this other side off and we'll keep going. Wow, guys, so that was an easy seat removal. I didn't think it was going to be that simple, but the seat just came right off after you get those there was no bolts back here, so somebody just got lazy, I guess, and didn't replace it. They go down here. Do you really need them? I don't think so. All the bolts that are back there, it's probably a good thing. Just leave those off. I could be wrong, but yeah, it looks like that's where they go. Yep, and they weren't in there, so might see if I have a couple bolts that fit that, but really nice. Just pop back off. You got a couple of grommets here that your seat goes into when you put it back on. So, but besides that, easy. So that'll give me better access to here. Putting this control unit up here somewhere, and then we'll tie it down with some tie downs, and hopefully make this thing work. Let's keep rocking. So guys, it's one of those things where, boy, this just all fell together quickly. You're almost waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what I'm talking about? But man, I think my worst case scenario is I'm going to have to put that other harness on and do the dual harness, because it's like I'm stretching a little bit. But this is all from one harness. I'm going to still give it a try. But I just laid these out real basic here, but try to let you see this. So there's my main hub right there, okay? And I dropped a medium wire straight down through my seat. Was easy to see. This one was a little harder on this side, but it went underneath there. And these are the ones that really are going to give me trouble. All these cables right here that goes to the light are the same exact size. So there's no longer ones or shorter ones. Now here's where, if I'm pulling down to get those mediums, see, I don't have much room here for these long ones. And this fit up under here nicely, okay? I'm gonna jog that around a little bit, but I think you can see it's kind of doing what I wanted it to do. I'm just gonna have to play around with the placement a little bit. But that's why I think I'm definitely gonna have both harnesses going. Same on the other side here. Again, this is, I'm going to wire, you can put this up underneath here. This is going to go back behind this piece right here and then just feed down in. I think I'm going to be fine just putting that oil cover over, and then boom, right in there. Look how nice that looks already. So nothing in permanent placement. Never do that until you're ready to lock it all down. And then underneath here, so you see I'm planning on putting these, again, not exactly where I wanted them to go, as I wanted them to shoot down, but they're kind of like, they're so bright, they're lighting up the bottom anyway. And then I got these rears kind of where I'm going to put them. Again, this is real easy here. This looks like it's going to go nicely, and I'm going to put this underneath this bar and then just feed it down behind here, get everything back behind as much as I can. And then the other thing is you're always battling, you know, what's going to get hot. That fell down there, but I'll put it, it was easy, just hung it up there, just to kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. But even if these and these, even though if those are the only two showing up, this should look pretty darn good here. That's a bonus for me. If I get those lit up underneath there, that could be a bonus, okay? Almost thinking about changing my mind here, but I really wanted something in the middle of the bottom of the bike. This is in the back and this is like in the front. Again, just something to get on your bike, guys. If you don't want to tear everything down, this might be an easy fix for you. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more on the placement, but this is starting to look pretty darn good here, and we'll check back in here. I think I'm gonna put that other harness on. I don't think it's not like you have to have, they're not synchronized to which switch it's on. They're always doing the same thing. This particular set, okay, they're not going around different ways. So we'll see for sure, but I'm almost positive it's not going to do anything different. So let's keep rolling. You definitely want to go with the two harness. So I put this separate harness on here. Here's the base of it. Here's the other one now back here. So right now I'm just fine tuning this front. You see I ran two of the wires. I'm going to leave these. These are for add-ons later, okay? I'll tie those up nice and neat here in a little bit. But right now, let's get these wires ran. Now you see that I put this underneath, and I'm running it down. I'm really contemplating on going with the long or the medium here. But I just think I want the most light I have a chance to have right there in that spot. Again, it's not where I probably exactly want it, but I think it's going to do the trick, okay? And those pieces look really nice to lay it on. Again, some type of a blunt end screwdriver, really careful as we're going to push these down here. I got to think of a tool that I can get in, but you can see those lights. You can see that light strip right through there. So I'm hoping that I can get it started and push that down on top of it, on top of that long metal piece. It's almost like it was made for these lights. And I got this one hooked up the same way. Again, just working on the fronts right now. Dialing this in a little bit, I guess you could say. And here's this wire running through here. Got it behind the red plate there, so hopefully the cover will not give us too much trouble when it's ready to go back on. Hey guys, I'm doing I had to stop and try this all out, and pretty excited. I got this remote control and it's got this music thing on here. If you hit that, it turns into music, and it's going to the music now. And I guess it's feeding off this this box right here, right there, that box. I think that's the piece that makes it feel the music there. Feel the music, baby. But God, it almost makes me want to go crazy and run something down underneath the front more. I might get nuts here in a minute. If I could drop 2 more down there and put them on the bottom, boy, that would spread it out nicely since I'm in here. Oh. But see if we can get it off this. Let you see this for a minute. So I'm going to mute it here so you know it's going to the, and it just shuts all the way off, man. Now I'm going to shut it off and turn it back on here. I'm going to have to play with this a little bit because there we go. So that's regular. So I hit lights and I guess you can go up, maybe up and down. I don't know. There's a lot of controls on here. And there's not really any, there's your flash again. There's not really anything, but I thought that was so cool. Hit that, that sound and then unmute it. Like a kid in a candy store. All right, guys, let's keep going here. Again, fine-tuning point right now. Let's keep working on it. Get this placement down. See what she looks like. Keep your fingers crossed. I want to mention too, guys, before I forget, you're able to cut these. I'm not sure how to do it, but this looks like a cut. You can release this or pull this cap off and actually cut these to whatever desired length you want. Again, I'm not there in my electronic mechanical things. Maybe some people can add some advice here. I thought about putting some tape on these connectors, here to keep them tighter. Again, the old cheap set I got, the $30 set. Now again, I only had 6 pieces, so I paid really, I think, extra or more for the extra lights, but these just seem a lot more secure and a nice clip when you push those in there. So I don't know. I think I'm going to be, fine without taping those up. Again, we'll clean it up. I'll try to do another video here. I'm going to do one before I put it back together. Show you what I got here on the harnesses and stuff. Lot of room in here, a lot more room than I had on my Vulcan to do things. I got in here and cleaned up some stuff. Might as well while you're in here, right? Once every 5 years, but yeah, let's go ahead and clean up a little bit. Boy, just really thinking about, can I drop a couple more down there and really light this baby up? I don't know. Kind of did what I set out to do, but man, if there's more to be done, if I can do it while I'm in here, I don't know. I might drop a couple more lines in there and see what happens. We continue to roll. As you're moving through it, you know, get creative. That did give me enough slack to do exactly what I want to do. Probably going to end up putting these. I didn't want to put anything where you could see it, but I just think that would look a lot better if I put them right there. Those medium-sized ones right there. I've decided that up underneath this seat, when you look at the seat, I put the seat back on so I could check and see what it's going to look like. But I think I'm going to put a short one right up under here on this round rail, and I might even put something right here. It looks on the frame here. And again, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to see of that once the cover goes back on. That covers up a lot of that. But we're going to put a short strip there. I'm going to put a short strip back on the seat. Hey, you know, you're in here, you might as well do it. I've got all these lights left, so got the double harness hooked up. So let's rock and roll. We're going to keep moving. I'm going to. The only bad part is when you're not tearing everything apart, it's going to be dirty up underneath here. Okay, so I'm going to get a long screwdriver, that long, and a towel, and real nice and as gently as I can, but try to get some of this. Any dirt off this piece where I'm planning on settling this in. So I'm going to just take a rag and go back there and clean as much as I can off on that. Take a small rag and get that cleaned up, because that 3M tape, that will come off on you if you don't have a nice clean surface. So that's the only bad part about doing it like this and not the official way. But can you imagine tearing all that down to put that strip on there? That's the right way to do it. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm going to have a lot of people probably cutting this video down saying amateur, but hey man, that's a lot of work there to do that. So all right, we'll go that route, and I'll check back with you. So yeah, just fine tuning here, man, and just coming up with more ideas to try to make this look a little bit brighter and better. I'm just running some lines here. I'm starting to clean this up more, trying to get the lines out, and you'll just joggle these around a little bit, but maybe this will help you here. I'm going to go ahead and put this one right here on this side of the seat and hopefully get some visibility. And then I ran another line coming in from here. Again, I don't think because of that cover I'm going to see that much, but hey, what the heck? They're just sitting in the box, right? Probably can always change that, and maybe that'll give it some more, just some more color, some more brightness. And going to do the same over this side. I ran this one down through the same spot, and I'm going to put it right there. Again, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to see that. And then same on this one is going to go over on this side. Just try to get some light up underneath that seat. And I put the seat on there, and it looks like it's going to clear it just fine. I better put it on top, though, I'm thinking, because of the handles where those are attached. But yeah, we'll just hit and miss here, guys. So, but everything's laying down. I've cleaned all the areas except for in here. I'm going to work on those now with the long screwdriver I showed you earlier, and just try to get in there and clean that up nice and neat before taking that tape off and install them. Once you do that, it's over. So try to get everything really nice and cleaned up before, and check and double check. As I put this bike back together, I'm going to be turning these things on as I walk through the process to make sure nothing bunches up. Again, pretty good access, pretty easy to take that seat off. I'm really happy about that. It wasn't at all a problem. I don't think on the GL 1800 you have to take this stuff off back here. That was, believe it or not, the seat actually I think was easier, just pulled up right here, and you pulled the seat off after you pulled off the two screws, if I remember right. So a little bit more work here on the F6B, but it's worth it. Yeah, I got my my new Senna quick change sitting there. So yeah, so I'm gonna again here try to put everything back together now, get that cleaned up, get everything put on. I might do one more video here before I put everything together after I got everything stuck on there. We'll see how things look. Guys, so putting this back together now, and I just installed my first of the most challenging, I guess you would say, light strips. And pro tip here is if any part of this video is a professional, but I'm putting this cover back on to just check to make sure I got clearance and things like that before I, again, put her all back together. I'm going to take this off here to show you what I did. Get this other side here. All these things, if you don't know, just pull off. If you've never worked on your bike before, I'm assuming people that are doing this have changed the oil, maybe done a coolant change, whatever, and know how to get these panels off. If not, again, great guy to watch is that video on changing the air filter. But to look down through here, pro tip again, make sure that you turn these lights on, okay, before you start this. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but that metal piece that this is sitting on, again, have no idea what that is, that piece, but that metal piece actually only goes out about 5 inches, and then there's just nothing, okay? So I'm gonna leave that kind of curved up on the very end because it gives more light. I started to push it down, but it took away from the light, so it looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna roll with that. And then I might, we'll see at night here too. I might push that down a little tiny bit because it is really curled up, but I think it might work. And I'm tucking these wires in. I actually had this one that was running down here. I had the wire coming over that. I changed that, if you didn't notice, and put it back behind this bar so that cover would go on. I was afraid that something might be showing here if it was hanging over this side. I'm gonna make sure that on the other side here, it's doing the exact same thing. See that? So this has got to get back behind there, somehow. So it could be a little trickier on this side, but we'll give it a whirl. I think you're gonna wanna have that, definitely wanna have that done before you start feeding it in. But I've cleaned this side too. I've cleaned everything. Now it's just a matter of sticking everything on. Yep, going with the mediums here. I'm going to center these about right there. I put the, again, put the pro tip, put your side covers back on and take a look at how things look and how you want it. But I think I'm going to get the most light. I don't expect to get that much light because it's covered up. But I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to get the most light if I put it like right there. Can't resist, guys. I went ahead and found a room right here. This is by that adjustment for your rear shock, okay? So I just stuck one there. I just had to thread it straight down. It's like, I had to move my hand around a little bit, but man, this 12 piece just seems like it's built for the F6B. It was so easy. Hope everything goes together and you can still see some of those lights I put in there. But I think I got enough no matter what. I mean, you can't see them right now, but with those on right on that tailpipe, and then those right there and that right there, I mean, everything else is a bonus to me. So, hey, maybe I'll just do like the Monster Jam or something, leave everything open like that, ride around for a while. Jeez, what a nut. Anyway, let's put it back together for the 5th time. You've seen on videos, or on that one video when the gentleman was talking about the change the air filter, the video I keep referring to. Said something about these bolts being a bear to get back in there. That's an understatement, guys. How easy they came apart. I screwed up and put this on first, not supposed to, but I loosened it so you could get the handle back underneath there, underneath the luggage rack holder. But guys, this is horrible. It's so tough. I've been working on this, trying to get these holes lined up for a good 20 minutes, and I haven't been successful at all. Keep trying here. Be aware of that. Guys, so a job done, finally. Woo! That's a backbreaker. But we're gonna look at it tonight, see if it looks a little bit brighter. I think it will, but I think I accomplished more than what I really set out to, so pretty happy, as you could probably tell by my voice. And yep, I put them all on, all 12. So let's count them out. So here's 1, 2, I put one up underneath there, 3, 4, 5 under there, and then 6, and the same on the other side. And I got this thing pumping. I just mounted it right there. It's perfect, especially if you don't have heated grips. Everything you want. And again, we'll take a look at it tonight. I think it's going to look a lot better than in the garage in the daytime tonight. So we'll take it out for a spin and just see what we got. But that's it, man. I hope that helps somebody. It's not that hard. Well, again, it took me all day, but I took my time. But to add lights to your F6B, and these go to the music, and it's just a lot of fun. It just adds an extra notch to the funness of this thing. All right, guys, later. And also, I went ahead and installed this little switch as I hoped, and you can't really see that, but the wire's right here, and it came out, and there goes Sophie. It turns on, and then it turns to the last color that you were on after a second. So I was on blue. So that's where I installed my switch right there. Just let it drop down. Yep, we saw that. Thank you. All right, that's it. Again, later, YouTube. Pause it when I pull out. Walk down here real quick. Hold it. Keep going. Cut it.